Hi, this is Ben with the Nerd Show. I'm currently here with Tiffany from Roll2Play, and we're going to be explaining a game called Timeline today. It's a game that's put out by Asmodee, if I remember correctly. Asmodee.
And I'm probably saying it wrong. I don't know. It's a weird name, but yes, they're very well known.
This is actually a really cool game that I really enjoy. It's a way to learn history, and if you're right or wrong, I mean, it's a great way to really learn where things happen in history and in time. So it's Timeline. So we're going to have Tiffany kind of explain it to us, and then we'll explain it. Then we'll play a little bit. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Timeline is a series of games that you can play all together or individually. The one that we're playing today is called Inventions. There's also Discovery and History and a couple of more.
And you can mix them all up if you want.
You can if you really got... I know.
Wow.
I wouldn't do that first couple of times. And I like that it's in a tin can.
Yeah, very durable.
Oh yeah, and perfect for your family or schools because it's going to last, especially with little itty bitty cards.
Oh yeah.
So there are, you can play. It's a 2 to 4 player game, or actually it's a 2 to 8 player game. Since we're only a 2 player game, we're going to. Sorry, it's a busy store.
That's right.
For 2 to 3 players, we each get 6 cards. So I'm going to go ahead and deal out 6 cards.
Now the cards themselves are actually really cool because, yeah, that's 6. You can take the card itself, and it says the invention of paper. Okay, and then on the back it gives when paper was invented. So that's going to become a key point in the game later on. All right, so we start with 6 cards.
Yep, and this is our starting card because we're building our timeline in front of us. And this first one is the invention of a submarine, nicknamed the Turtle. And this was it was invented in 1775. Okay, so you lay out your cards in front of you.
Make sure that the date is down.
Yep, you want the date down. And the youngest player can go first, and I know that's Ben because I'm older than Ben is.
No, you're not, but I'll go anyway.
I'm in my 40s.
Okay.
Pick a one.
All right, so I will go the invention of the screw. I think it's... See, this is going to be after 1775 and before 1775.
Yep.
So the invention of the screw, I'm going to say, is before 1775.
Okay. And at this point, Ben gets to turn his card over. You are correct.
That's 250 years BC.
That's right. That is correct. And the cool thing is because he played it and it was the correct time sequence, then he gets to keep his card here. But if it was the wrong date or the wrong sequence, then he would have to discard that card and draw another card. The goal of the game is to get rid of all the cards in front of you. The first person to do that wins the game.
Master of the timeline.
Yep. So I am going to... This one's tough for me, but I'm going to do the railroad. The invention of the railroad, I think, is going to go in between the invention of the screw and and before the submarine.
I'm thinking no. I think it's after. Oh no! Look at this! How close is that? 1763 and 1775. You can't get any closer than that.
I love it. So it's your turn.
All right.
I was really gambling on that one.
The invention of the rubber eraser.
Oh, cool.
So I'm gonna say.
I didn't even think about that.
Rubber eraser.
That's a tough one.
I know. I'm gonna go after.
Okay.
I'll go after. Is what I'm doing here. So let's flip it over. 1770.
Oh.
So I was after, or I was before.
So this one gets discarded.
It's discarded. I have to pull another card.
And he has to draw another one.
All right.
So this one's
your turn.
Okay. I'm going to do the invention of the sextant, and this is what sailors use to navigate the waters, right?
Right.
So I'm thinking it's going to go before the railroads, but after the screw. So here we go.
Pretty big gap there, yeah.
It's not that big of a gap, though. Look
between
at that.
these two?
Well, these two, yes.
But look at this.
I know.
She
But
is
look at
threading
that.
the needle over here. Goodness.
Alrighty,
Okay.
sir, it's your turn.
Oh, great. The invention of the paper. Invention of paper. I'm going to say that's before the invention of the screw.
Oh wow. Yeah. Wasn't it the Chinese that created paper? Or invented
Either
paper?
that or the Egyptians.
Whoa.
All right, everyone ready? Here we
I
go.
think you're right. I think
Here
you
we
got
go.
it.
Oh! Oh! Off by 50 years.
Wow. So
I
that
just
gets
can't
I'll
imagine that.
discard that for you if you don't
Oh,
mind.
you know, You're feeling really good about that.
I can't believe I'm getting away with that.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, invention of the printing press. I think I'm going to go for it. Right. Oops, I did that wrong. But I was doing it. Look at that. It's up to you.
What were you doing?
So I will put this back up because I was going to put it here and I flipped it straight to the date, but I don't want to be accused of cheating. So I'm going to do the right thing and I'm going to discard it and just take it like I did.
Now, in a case like
I
that...
keep wanting to flip it because other games you
Right.
get it and you flip over.
Well, of course.
But so...
In a case like that, what would be a kind of a cool thing to do? Just like forfeit your turn and move on?
Well, that's what I did.
Right.
But when you're talking to kids and they accidentally do that, because think of how many games do you pick a card, I'm just realizing that now, and you flip it over to put in your hand.
Right.
It's really up to, I think, the players at the table, so everybody, majority rules on how to handle that kind of gaming mistake. Because it's going to happen.
Yeah, I'd probably get that up and out of the way before you guys start playing.
Yeah. So if a child accidentally does that, it's really, I'd probably give it to the kid, but not to the adult. So let the kid go ahead and play it, and just remind them to not flip over.
All right,
the
I've
cards.
got to get one more here.
Okay.
I've got to get one more. I'm going to go the discovery of asteroids. I'm going to say not the video game, but the actual asteroids that are,
Not the video game.
Yeah, that's right. That one I'm pretty sure is after the invention of the submarine, but this one I'm going to say before 1730, the invention of the sextant, and after the invention of the screw. So I'm going to put it right there. See, I almost flipped it over on
I
that
know,
one.
it's such a habit.
It
I know.
1801.
Oh, wow.
I am not doing so well in this game.
That would have been here.
Who would have thought people would have noticed asteroids before then? Come on, people.
That is pretty awesome. Okay, so that is the basic play, and you play until somebody runs out of cards.
Which would not be too long for me.
This is pretty exciting.
It is.
Yay! So, again, thank you very much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.